Today, we're going to dive into one of the most powerful symbols from Persian culture, a mythical bird called the Simurgh. Now, this isn't just some creature from an old story. The tale of this bird is actually a profound map for understanding ourselves.
And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? How can a symbol from thousands of years ago possibly be a mirror for our own lives right now? Well, stick with me because this is so much more than a history lesson. Think of it as a journey of self-discovery, guided by the wings of this magnificent ancient creature. You see, to really get what the Simurgh is all about, we have to understand that it wasn't just one thing. This symbol changed. It evolved over centuries. So we're going to take a journey through 3 distinct layers of its myth and watch it transform right before our eyes. Our journey kicks off way back with the ancient Avestan texts, where the Simurgh is this incredible cosmic healer. From there, it becomes a much more personal figure, an epic mentor in Ferdowsi's epic poem The Shahnameh. And finally, we'll see it reach its most profound form, a mystical mirror for the human soul, in Attar's The Conference of the Birds. So, how did this all start? Let's look at the Simurgh's first major transformation, where it goes from being this distant, almost godlike force of nature to a personal guide and a wise elder. In the earliest scriptures, the Simurgh is this unbelievable cosmic being. It's said to live on a mythical tree that holds the seeds of every medicinal plant in existence. And every single time it takes flight, its massive wings scatter these seeds all across the earth, bringing healing and fertility to the whole world. It's a pure symbol of cosmic balance. And this is where we see a really crucial shift. The Avestan Simurgh was a distant cosmic force, healing for the entire world. But then, in the epic poem The Shahnameh, it literally comes down from its cosmic tree. It becomes a personal mentor for heroes, stepping in directly to help them solve impossible problems. And you can really see this new role in action. When the hero Zal is abandoned as a baby just because of his white hair, who finds him? The Simurgh. It raises him and becomes his protector. It acts as this wise elder, even providing the knowledge for the legendary C-section that allows for the birth of the great hero Rostam. It's a crisis solver, a divine guide when you need it most. But hold on, the journey doesn't end there. The Simurgh's evolution builds to its final, and maybe its most powerful, transformation. In the mystical poetry of Attar, the entire symbol turns inward, becoming a mirror for the human soul. So Attar tells this amazing allegorical story. Picture this. All the birds of the world gather together. They decide they need a king, and they hear about the legendary Simurgh who lives on a faraway mountain. And just like that, they begin a long, dangerous journey to find this magnificent ruler. Now, this journey is brutal. They have to cross 7 treacherous valleys, and each one represents a different human flaw, like greed or envy. Thousands of birds start the quest, but in the end, only 30 make it. Just 30 survive to reach the final destination. And here is the absolute genius of the story. The name of the king they were all looking for, Simurgh, sounds almost identical to the Persian phrase Simurgh, which literally means 30 birds. That is not a coincidence. It is the key to the entire poem. So when those 30 exhausted birds finally arrive, they don't find some majestic king waiting for them. Instead, they look into a reflective surface, and they see themselves. They realize that the Simurgh they had been searching for was nothing other than their own collective. They, together, were the king they sought. The point is, that which you have sought outside is already inside you. Okay, so what in the world does this ancient myth have to do with us? Well, this story provides an incredible framework for personal growth, and we can break it down into 3 key lessons for our own lives. First up, this idea of internal cohesion. Think about it. All the different parts of your personality, your ambitions, your fears, your joys, your sorrows, think of them as individual birds. Well, personal development is the journey of gathering those scattered parts and unifying them into a single, integrated self. It's about finding that Simurgh within. The second lesson comes straight from the Shahnameh, accepting our shadow. Remember Zal, the child who was abandoned for being different? The Simurgh didn't reject him, it nurtured him. This teaches us to embrace the parts of ourselves that we, or maybe society, see as flawed or different. Real growth starts when we see those unique traits not as a weakness, but as a source of strength. And finally, psychological resilience. Remember, the Simurgh was always a symbol of healing. In today's terms, this is really about learning to become our own inner healer. It's about developing the wisdom to tend to our own emotional wounds, just like the Simurgh guided the healing of heroes. It's about building that inner strength from the inside out.
So, as we've seen, the Simurgh traveled an incredible path from a cosmic force of nature to a heroic mentor, and finally, to a profound map of the human psyche. It's a story about looking outward for some kind of savior, only to discover that the power you were searching for has been right there inside you all along. And that leaves us with one last question for you to think about. Is it the healer who needs to mend a wound? The mentor who needs to guide a tough decision? Or is it the collective of birds, ready to finally come together as one? Today, which part of the Simurgh within you needs to fly?